Alright, as we say, fair enough. Let's talk about the symptoms now and what makes this organism particularly dangerous. Symptoms of cholera typically appear within 2 to 3 days after the initial infection occurs, but they can occur from a few hours to 5 days after the infection. As it happens, cholera is usually mild or asymptomatic altogether, and as a result isn't particularly serious. In fact, only 1 out of every 10 people, or 10%, of people infected with cholera will become severely ill. These severe symptoms include watery diarrhea, vomiting, and leg cramps. Because people infected with the severe symptoms of cholera have so much exiting their body so quickly, this severe loss of fluid can cause dehydration, which can then be accompanied by shock. This can eventually lead to death in a matter of hours, if left untreated. Alright, with all this in mind, let's talk about the various methods of treatment for cholera. As mentioned earlier, as long as the symptoms are managed and you're not one of the 10% who experiences the severe symptoms, cholera isn't particularly dangerous. However, if you do experience severe symptoms and require advanced treatment, there are 3 options recommended. The first and primary form of treatment is what is known as rehydration therapy. With the body losing fluid so quickly, as we mentioned earlier, dehydration can rapidly set in. It's important in these cases to load the body up with water. Methods include oral rehydration therapy and intravenous rehydration therapy. These are then typically paired with the second form of treatment, which is antibiotics. Notice, as I said, that they are typically paired together. Research has shown that antibiotics alone, without the assistance of rehydration therapy, are not enough to alleviate cholera. Antibiotics have been shown to reduce stool volume by anywhere from 8% to 92%. They have been shown to reduce the duration of diarrhea anywhere from 50% to 56%, and they have also been shown to reduce the duration of positive bacterial culture by anywhere from 26% up to 83%. That's quite a load of data. All jokes aside, the CDC does recommend 3 different antibiotics to assist in the treatment of cholera. The typical first choice in antibiotic usage is doxycycline, and in the events of doxycycline resistance, azithromycin and ciprofloxacin are both used to further assist in the treatment of cholera. There is also a third option for treatment, although this option is typically meant for children aged 6 months and up, and that is zinc supplementation. Now that we know how to treat it, let's talk about something even better: preventing it. The CDC has multiple recommendations when it comes to preventing exposure to cholera in the first place. These recommendations include only utilizing and consuming safe water, safe in this case meaning actually clean. It's a good idea to wash your hands with soap and clean water, and wash your food with clean water. If you don't have access to soap and water, the CDC recommends using a hand rub comprised of at least 60% alcohol. It's also important as much as possible to use sanitary toilets and bathroom facilities. If you're somewhere where you don't have access to clean and sanitary bathroom facilities, like say camping or just lost in the woods in general, the CDC recommends defecating at least 30 meters away from bodies of water and then burying it. It's also a great idea to properly prepare foods or just completely avoid them altogether. The CDC makes lists such as cook, boil, peel, or avoid. This is going to entail properly cooking or boiling any food that you're going to be consuming to a temperature that will kill off any bacteria present. It may also entail peeling certain foods, which may help to rid the food of bacteria, or just completely avoiding a certain food altogether if you're unsure how to take the proper precautions when preparing it. The CDC also stresses the extreme importance of cleaning up your various areas properly. In areas where you're going to be preparing food, this would mean cleaning the area with clean water and soap and allowing that area to dry completely before using it again. When bathing or doing your laundry, it's important, just as we talked about with going to the bathroom, to bathe or do your laundry 30 meters from any drinkable water source. Going back to toilets for a second, always remember to clean and disinfect your toilets properly, and be sure to get rid of any materials that you've used in the cleaning process for any of the aforementioned areas or situations. In conclusion, guys, remember that cholera isn't as big a deal today as it was many, many years ago. Heck, the CDC's biggest recommendation for dealing with it is to drink lots of water and stay hydrated as much as possible. Remember that only 10% of cases of cholera are truly severe, and be sure to keep yourself and the areas inside and outside of your home clean. If we all do that, we all stand a pretty good chance of not having a particularly severe run-in with cholera, if we have one at all, during our lives. Well guys, as always, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Always remember, if there's anything in particular that you want me to talk about, a bacterial disease, a virus, a parasite, a fungus, or anything like that, leave me a comment or send me a message or get in touch with me, and of course I'll be more than happy to talk about it. Have a great evening everyone. See you next week.